Onegaishimasu.
Okay, start a little bit of loosening now. Okay, let's really try and sink the weight of the body into the ground. And really try and create a sense of looseness in the whole body. And especially look for any kind of areas you feel tension or tightness or a little bit stiff. Just try and kind of mobilize everything. And if you feel you need to work a kind of specific area, you can just kind of pulse through this area. If it's the back of the neck or somewhere, just explore a little bit. Also explore a little bit with all of these exercises, the head. So the position of the head is really important for your balance, for the feeling of the body. So you can play a little bit with the position of the head, up and down, depending on the exercise. Just play a little bit with how you hold the head and how it affects the rest of the balance in the body and the feeling of weight. That's a really big effect. So just play a little bit with it. Okay, we're going to front and back. Again, really exploring the movement of the head and also the neck as well. So the movement of the whole body. And especially in this one, you can really kind of sensitive towards the sense of balance. So the sense of balance in the front and the back is very clear in this exercise. So just try and feel the kind of limit of the balance. And also what happens to the body. So when you get the sense of falling backwards, falling forwards, just really pay attention to what happens in the body. And try and avoid tension. And release tension through the movements. Good. And side to side. And this movement, especially trying to create a sense of flexibility through the torso. And again, it's one of these, if you spend a long time sitting, driving, sitting at a computer all day, this kind of movement, we don't tend to do a lot during the day, so this is a really nice movement, but it is also kind of a challenge for the body. Feel the weight really swing onto one leg and create really a sense of mobility sideways there. That's good. And in this movement, just explore a little bit with the body from the hips, kind of swaying forward and backwards. So still not working really with a rotation, still just working with swaying the body, but just allow the hips to slightly hinge a little bit to the front or hinge a little bit to the back. And again, really feel the challenge of the body. The weight of the body coming over the back. Don't go too far because it's so early in the morning. You don't want to go too far into the spine, but just add a little bit more pressure to the move here. And also explore the arms, they should feel totally free. But also the weight of the arms will kind of drag the body and increase the pressure on the body stuff to the front and back. Yeah. Just explore a little bit, slightly opening the movement up a little bit more than we do. Good. And then just naturally take this into a rotation. So now the body's spiraling down. Play a little bit with the feet again, kind of coming out of the ground and coming a little bit to the front. So you've got a sense of spiraling to the front. And you just start with a light movement and increase it. And really now the feeling of rotating into the hips. So feel the hips independently. And the flexibility that you've got. And work a little bit coming to the ground again, forwards, and also backwards. Good. And then what I want to do is just start to center the body. So start to center the feet. It's kind of even in the footwork. And now have the feeling of really spiraling down between the feet. So nice and heavy. The arms are like thick ropes. And the movement's really being motivated from the hips. Nice. Okay, and in all these exercises in the kind of Seitai way of teaching them, the arms aren't really involved, so the arms become a kind of loose thing, and they just follow the body, which is good for us in terms of loosening. But also we need to use the hands, so we use them and we manipulate things with it, and we use them in terms of bokken work, weapon work. So what I want you to do now is keep the feeling of the arms following the body. Just work with one hand. You're going to connect the hip and the hand. So I just want you to feel that the hand connects. So it's working with the same idea as this, but it's a little bit more complicated in terms of, I'm basically just going to send the hand somewhere. So I either send it to the shoulder, I send it around the rib cage, or you can also send it to the hip or to the back of the body. But just feel that you create a connection with the hand. And the key is really feel that the hip is connected to the hand directly. Just send it. And really keep a sense of looseness in the hand. So it's really just working with connection and intention. And just play a little bit with it. Sometimes it's called like a ragdoll exercise. So this image of a ragdoll is used as a kind of teaching aid. It feels a bit kind of useless. So if you're thinking in terms of functional, or you're thinking in terms of power, generating power, this feels like the opposite. So it feels useless and it feels powerless. But what it is effortless. So it should feel effortless. And then that effortless later can translate to power. But it's a really different idea of power, strength. Let's play a little bit with it. And again, just play with now the center of the body leaning over slightly. You can also adjust the feet. You can also really now increase the movement of the hand. So it's going to become almost like you're patting yourself on the back. But really allow the movement to travel into the arm through the whole body. Just really explore and play with it. Absolutely. Okay, nice. Yeah. Very nice, Caroline. Good. Good. Okay, good. So one of the problems with this, also in terms of when we translate this into weapon work, is that I tend to go with the hands. So the intention goes out into the hands and leaves the ground. So in this case, really feel the ground as you do these kind of movements. So my feeling extends constantly into the ground, and it doesn't kind of leave. If you think, even if you leave the foot in this kind of way, what I don't do is leave the ground. You're always going to have a connection to the ground, so really make the connection very clear. So I'm always going to ground, and it's either really into one foot or somewhere between, weighted between the two. But there's always going to be a feeling of draining down to the ground, especially when you're doing a challenging movement. Especially if you're doing these kind of movements, I really want the sense of the weight of the body grounding down. So just be kind of conscious of this double side, sending the hand out and grounding the feeling down. Okay, good. Nice. Yeah, great. Good. Good. And then the last one, just coming into this kind of wave movement. So really think about the body opening and closing in this case. So this is really whole body movement. And the kind of difference in this one, a little bit, is you're really just working the spine. So what I want to do is really become aware of the movement of the whole spine from top to tail, really, literally top to tail. So try and really pass a wave through the body. And I want there to be no kind of dead area in the spine. I want to be fully aware of every part of the spine. And let it really pass through the neck as well. So into the neck, out through the crown of the head, crown of the skull. Nice. Very nice, good. Okay, good, good. Very nice. Okay, good. So just going into a breathing stretch. So just stretching a really great length through the whole body. Nice deep breath in. Okay, bend in the knees. Really maintain the length in the spine. Sink down to the ground. Into the hands. Make sure also as you come into the ground to release the head, especially the neck and the head. Let it release towards the ground. And then coil up. Draw the hands up the body, close to the body. Roll up the spine and then extend it up again. Nice deep breaths in through the nose. And out through the mouth all the way. And the out breath's quite relaxed. This is if you kind of breathe through the skin, so it's really got a kind of a relaxing feeling. It's not kind of pushed out. Have the sense of really just releasing the breath through the movement. Feel nice and kind of empty at the bottom of the movement. Just do about 6 deep, long movements. Okay, one more. The last one, what I want you to do at the end is just hold the out breath. So when you reach the ground, I just want you to hold it a little bit longer. So nice, the same follow, breathing in, and then as you come down, breathe out. And as you reach the bottom, just hold it for this kind of forwards fold. Breath out, and try and expel all the air in the lungs. So all the air, the lungs should be as empty as you can. And when you really feel the urge to rise up, just start to draw the body up nice and slow. There. Okay, great. Okay, so we'll just start with these kind of dynamic swings. Keep the feet shoulder width apart. Just raise the arms up. And again, this feeling of the arms following the body. Really try and motivate the movement from the lower body. Nice and dynamic. And just look for a full range of movement. Nice, big, energetic swing. And you're trying to really land the weight of the body right between the two feet. You should feel the whole weight just impact into the feet. Good. Keep going. Nice. Nice. Okay, good. Great. Very nice, good. And then again, shoulder width apart. This one's a bit similar to the movements we did before, sending the hand out. Now you just really work with both so that the hands are out. You're going to really drop one hand into the lower back. And now rather than just being conscious of the one hand coming to the shoulder, really be conscious of both sides of the body. So really feel the back and the shoulder really kind of come together. And then what I want you to do here is really release from the hip. Release from the hip. All the time, try and have the feeling of motivating everything from the center of the body. And try and really feel the center as well. So we tend to have an idea of the center because we talk about the center a lot, but try and really feel it. It's an actual location in the body. It's really the center of the body. So just really try and become kind of conscious of it. And the relationship to the ground as you do all the movements. Yes. And really maintain a really deep connection to the ground. And you can do this movement in a way kind of statically, in a way a little bit like a keyhole movement. I basically come to a position and then I release it. And then I come to the position and I release it. Come to the position. And then you can do it fluidly. So a little bit how like our system works as well. Do it a little bit fluid. And keeping really the attention on both hands. That's it. Good. And then we come to the shoulders. So nice big movements. Really opening the shoulders out. It's nice and slow. You really want to imagine the front and the back as if the two fingers or the fingers are drawing two big circles. Front and back. That's it. You really want to widen the body to the sides. So using the full range of motion in the shoulders. And then change sides. Reverse the action. And again, just be aware of the balance as the hands split out. This tends to be a difficult position. What I want to avoid is the body being pulled forward or in backwards in one direction. Really just allow the body to kind of sink down between the 2 feet. So try and really balance the feeling front and back. That's it. Good. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Just one point about this one, when you do this, one of my instructors used to say this a lot with Aikido. He said it's like someone's pulled your arms off and stuck them back on with a pin in the shoulder joint. That's the kind of feeling you need in the shoulders. As soon as you work with kind of tension, we start to lose the power in the joint. So in this case, it's kind of the same. I want to have this similar kind of feeling. So just work now with a little bit of looser movements. There's a tendency as we go into this to kind of do this, to kind of hold the arms. Basically, I'm holding the shoulder and I'm kind of moving the arms this way. So just break this exercise down a little bit. There's lots of elements to this. If I try to teach this to a real beginner, I'll tend to break this down a lot. So that you've got this kind of movement, this, and you've got the top movement. Yeah, but just play a little bit with the exercise, but really try and access this feeling in the shoulders where they're actually very, very loose. One thing you can play with is it's a little bit like we do with the Bokken work when we kind of release through the curve. Just have the sense of releasing through the movement again. So the shoulders should feel really, really free. Like those exercise, those I don't know what they're called. Those balls, steel balls lined up. They go duk, 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 duk. You find on business executives' desks. But you want this feeling of the movement the momentum continuing through the body. So if the shoulders really loose, the movement should continue. And that's really the feeling. I don't want to hold the body. That's when I'm holding the body, that's when I'm breaking the movement. So really let the movement happen to the body. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, good. So just finish with the wrist, just shake them out to the top. Okay, circle the wrist here and circle the feet at the same time. Do both ways, both directions. And change sides. One way and the other. You just circle the arms. Keep the sense of looseness up. No feeling of holding the arms at all, just really let the movement loosen the arms. Good. And then just come to the whole body. And really keep this feeling of the center of the body. Really, all the focus, all the concentrations now right in the center of the body, and let it expand out into the whole body. You've got this feeling of hopefully openness through the joints and a sense of expansion out to the center. And just start to loosen the movement, start to make it smaller and smaller. Weight just sinking into the feet, nice and firm. And just come to a stop.